Origin Chess Home Series Reaction. This is World's Deadliest Moped. Vespa 150 Tap. This is Bhajan the Federation. Vespa, I know Vespa. Italian scooter, I guess. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was just like few years ago when it came here. Until there was like local scooters. It's like the costlier one among the scooters here. But people still buy it, which is like, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know people knew what Vespa is here in general. But yeah, it sells well enough, I guess. I don't know. I see enough on the road. So yeah, Vespas are like Jeep of the mopeds. I think they're considered like good, sturdy, and I don't know. But why is Federation talking about Vespa? Did they weaponize Vespa or something? It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I like they turn a tractor into some kind of a tank. Also, there was some other thing with the 4 cannons. Farmers, basically. Insane American farmers who make something that is like better than the actual military vehicle that cost hundreds of $1,000s based on the attack stats that carries, right? Especially that 4 cannon thing. I forgot what that was. But yeah. So did the farmer turn a scooter into some, what they put machine gun on it or something? I don't even know. This feels like some kind of like a straight out of movie or games like Uncharted or something, right? Like those, some spy goes to tropical area and just like weapon it, like Expendables or something. I don't know. But yeah, I love watching Federation because I always find stories like that from this channel. It's like very unique. I don't find stories like this from any other channel. So this is very unique in that way. So if you haven't seen other reactions that I did about, videos from Federation, check out the link in the description or end card in the end of the video. I'll create a playlist for it. Other videos as well, Task and Purpose, Found and Explained. I don't know. Many military channels I've been watching recently. If you haven't seen that, yeah, link in the description. Yeah, that's what this one.
Today we're talking about the deadliest moped of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, France's Vespa 150 Tap, aka the Bazooka Vespa. Yeah, this is a French design. It's not even American. But I'm going to do...
Wait a minute, Vespa's French or Italian? Isn't it Italian? I'm confused now. Back away. What is this? Is that like... Is it like a revolver? This like revolves or something? No, wait, can't have. It's a strap down. What is this? Like, I'm guessing later on it's like ammunition pouch type of way for cannon. That is insanity. How does scooter stay stable when you do that? I don't know.
It's not even American, but I'm gonna do a video on it anyways because GAM recognized GAM. I mean, look at the quality of grunts and crafts they got going on over there. I'm not even sure where to start. First of all, despite the name, that's not actually a bazooka. That's a 75mm anti-tank recoilless rifle. Yeah, you ever heard of Uber Eats? This is Uber Retreats. They literally just slapped an anti-tank cannon onto a moped and called it good.
Recoilless. Why is it recoilless? How do they put same thing in that thing I'm thinking of, right? The 4 cannon thing the farmers did, that was also recoilless. How do they do that?
I mean, the dude driving the thing literally has to sit on top of the barrel, which I think might actually make this the world's first crotch rocket. I'm not really sure. But there's one thing I am sure of, and that's this thing is definitely in the running for the weirdest military motorcycle of all time. I mean, it's got to be between this and the Kettenrad, that time during World War II when the Germans wanted to make a half tank, half motorcycle. You know, for all those situations where you've thought to yourself, man, I wish I had a vehicle that had all the mobility of a tank and all the safety features of a motorcycle. What a great idea. Dumb. I mean, let's be honest, the only reason they ever built that was...
This bullshit, man. It's like one wheel on top that's supposed to steer. Bikes already are hard to steer if you like trying to do that high speed in bad environment while being a bike. Now you are tackling heavy shit in back. Look at how he's understeering. Look at that.
I mean, let's be honest. The only reason they ever built that was to show off their engineering prowess. And I will give it to them. The Germans can engineer just about anything, except for a World War win. This video is getting demonetized. So, this video is brought to you by Aventon e-bikes. I personally have their adventure mountain bike, and it's way more fun than I ever thought it would be. It can go 45 miles on a single charge, and it can get up to 28 miles an hour without me even having to pedal. I'm trying to tell you, it's all the childhood fun of riding a bike with none of the exercise, and I still get to let the Amish people know that me and Nicola are homeboys, which is priceless. So if you're ever in the market for an e-bike, I would recommend Aventon. I'll have them linked in the description down below. Anyways, back to this monstrosity. One word comes to mind.
What the fuck is an e-bike? I've heard of that a lot. E-bike. What does that mean? Why don't just have e-moped? Why do you need a bike? It's also like driven by... I'm guessing it's a mixture of two. Like you pedal somehow that's gonna like charge the battery. But when you don't want to pedal, you can also like ride It's like best of both worlds if you want an exercise, not something like that. I guess I understand that.
Why? Why is this a thing? Well, like every great Grunts and Crafts project, there were failures that needed to be addressed. And as a wise man would say, failure is a pathway to innovation, which is a politically correct way of me trying to tell you that France got their fucking ass beat by tanks in World War II, and this was their solution. Now, if you don't know, France has had one of the most dominant military histories of all time. And despite what a lot of people think or say, France actually had a very, very powerful military during World War II. But what had happened was France was doing the normal, logical, conventional thing at the time by putting all their men evenly along their entire border. And Germany decided to...
What are you talking about? No, they didn't. Most of the veterans died in World War One, right? That was the whole point. That's why in World War Two they surrendered before more damage could happen. I guess logistical wise, maybe like their chain of command equipment was probably strong, but I'm pretty sure they didn't have enough veterans, like experienced people to do something. And Dunkirk and everything, like they were already losing a lot of people. So how did they have like strong military? That doesn't make sense.
Use a new tactic known as the Blitzkrieg, which is basically they utilize their entire force to punch through the enemy line in one small spot and then just trailblaze a path all the way to the enemy objectives. Here's an animation of what that looks like to give you a better idea. This immediately put the French on their heels and they were never able to actually recover during World War II, and this is why they ended up surrendering in only like 6 weeks. And because of surrendering in only 6 weeks, this is where all the jokes come from about like France retreating all the time. You know, like, oh, French tanks have 16 gears, 15 in reverse and only 1 forward. You know, in case the enemy ambushes them from behind. That's where those jokes come from. And as I'm sure you all know, the Allied forces won World War II and France was restored. Then in like the 1950s, our military leadership decided, hey, we should probably have a plan in case this ever happens again. Well, the problem with the Blitzkrieg...
Yeah, obviously France surrendered, but there were many, like the French government in London, I guess, still working in the background, right? They've just recent video Federation made about that, who was that woman? I forgot her name. Was she legless or something? There was something about her, right? Who basically started this like guerrilla warfare level of shit in France that you hear about all the time, like Vichy France and everything, basically doing like damaging railroads and all the guerrilla warfare happening. She basically started. So France was like much involved during the war. Obviously, the war was happening where they were, right? Normandy is in France, so. I understand, like, you know, France surrendered, but let's be honest, France was kind of in the center of things.
Attack is you don't actually know where it's going to take place. So the only way that you could really counter it is to have a very mobile, very fast responding anti-tank force. So they came up with the Bazooka Vespa and gave it to their paratrooper units. Yeah, the paratroopers were literally going to yeet the Vespas out the back of the plane and then yeet themselves out the back of the plane. And then as soon as they landed semi-close to the...
Hold up there, what? You kidding me, right? What if Vespa gets damaged, like with parachute? That's what he's talking about, right? Like paratroopers, they're going to jump with the Vespas having their own parachute, I guess. Like, wouldn't Vespa get damaged? I don't know.
The battlefield, they'd hop on their Vespas, find where the enemy tanks were, and just start yeeting the spicy baguettes at them. I'm just going to level with you. I love it. I think it's a genius idea. Because post-World War II, there was a metric fuck ton of recoilless rifles and ammunition left over, and France had their own factories for manufacturing Vespas, and they were relatively cheap. I mean, this entire setup only cost them $500 at the time. To put that into perspective, a German Tiger tank during World War II cost $300,000. So if you got the chance to take out a $300,000 tank with a $500 Vespa,
that's insanity.
Worth. And it's fucking demoralizing. I mean, let's be honest.
That's insanity. It's like, I don't know how to say that, right? Have you ever, like, I don't know how to, whenever you like buy something that is like kind of cheaper and somehow you use that long enough time, it's used to you for a long enough time, you feel like there's a certain type of feeling that gives you like, I bought this for cheap and it you know, I made more money with this and it just like worked for me a lot than, yeah, you know, something like that. Imagine Vespa, $500 Vespa with this cannon taking out like $300,000 Tiger tank. What the feeling would that be like? Fuck yeah. I don't know. That's so good.
Conclusion, at this point in time, I think I've got to give the coolest / weirdest military motorcycle of all time title to the French. And if you could think of something cooler / weirder than this, let me know in the comments down below and I'll look into it. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
Hope that's it. Okay, but still, like, you're supposed to sit on the cannon. I know it's recoilless, but still, like, yeah, you're probably not gonna have children after that. I don't know. That's insanity. But then again, like, everyone's dying left and right. You're getting shot, probably. That is your least of your problem, right? Yeah. You're already in pain by that point. Just living condition alone would be like aching to your bones by that point. So, like, pain is relative. I don't know. Especially when it comes to, like, just sitting on a cannon. But that is insane. Like, fuck it, let's just, like, put bazooka on, Vespas. Are there any in museum? That would be so good, right? Like, there must be. There must be some museum in France or something which has this. See, all the things I'm learning, I feel like I should make a checklist. So when I really go to travel the world, right, whatever France, US, I visit. Because if I go to which I'm gonna go to US for travel, right? I'm gonna visit all those, like, boat museum and things like that, battleship museum, and that's gonna be so good. Alright, well, that was world's deadliest moped, Vespa 150 Tap by Chandra Federation. If you like my next, don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't seen other reactions from Federation, check out the end card right now. I have Instagram if you want to follow me. Also Twitter in the link in the description where I post links whenever I post videos. And yeah, I'll see you next time.